Hey everybody, Gabe Jenkins back with you. Here I'm going to show you another tool that is very similar to a fillet tool. It's a way of treating corners so that they're not a sharp 90-degree angle. But whereas the fillet tool is a curved edge with a radius that you know, the second type of tool we're going to use today is called the chamfer tool, C-H-A-M-F-E-R. And so the chamfer tool lets you make a corner that is at an angle from, instead of just like a straight 90-degree angle like this, if you wanted it to be kind of like burnt like that, it'd be like that. So the chamfer tool is located in the same thing as the fillet. If it says fillet up here from where you were just doing it, if you click the drop-down menu and click down chamfer, you're in the chamfer tool, right? So let me move this out of the way so you can see what we got going on here. So when you click chamfer, it gives you a couple of choices, right? There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can either say, I want the angle to be this angle. It's very common to have a 45-degree angle. Or you can say, I just want it to be 1 inch from the corner up and 1 inch from the corner over, and draw a line that connects those 2 points. Or you can see 1 inch up and 4 inches over. I'll show you what it all looks like. But either way, you end up with a chamfered corner like this. So we're in the chamfer tool right now. And let's just say we're going to start. Let's say I want to specify the distance, and when I say specify the distance, it means distance from the corner, right? So say I'm going to ultimately click on this line first and that line second. If I want to say I want it to be 1 inch from the top, or 1 inch from the corner going up and 1 inch from the corner going down, I can click on distance, which I just did, and I can click, okay, how many inches from the first element? I'm going to say 1, enter. Then it asks me how far from the second line I'm going to click. Another 1. And now if I come up here and say, okay, click on this line and this line, it makes a chamfered edge, and this is what a chamfered edge looks like, right? So it's kind of like a fillet, but instead of being curvy, it's just kind of a straight angled line like that, right? This was 1 inch up from the corner, and this was 1 inch over from the corner, so that's what we got. Let me do one that's like 3 inches up and 3 inches over, so you can just see the difference, right? So this is, I'm going to click on chamfer, then distance, and then let's say instead of 1 and 1, I hit 3, enter, and then 3, enter. Means 3 inches up and 3 inches over, and it connects those 2 points. So whereas the other one was really small, kind of down here like this is a larger chamfered edge. That's if I want to specify the distance from the corner, the up direction and in the Y direction and in the X direction. And that allows me to create that chamfered edge. What if I want to just say I want it to be a 45-degree angle, and I want it to be 1 inch up from the corner, and so it has to be like that. So if I say I'm going to specify the angle, well, it's still have to say, okay, how far up do you want it to be? And let's say I say 2 inches, enter. And then it says specify the chamfer angle from the first line. So let's say I make a 45-degree angle, enter. As soon as I click this one, and these are the 2 lines I want it to make a chamfered edge on, it makes it a 45-degree angle just like that. Okay? Last thing to note is that you can do like one whole shape all together if you want them all to have the same chamfered angle. You can go and chamfer. You can do polyline. Polyline makes you do a whole shape, right? And say I want them to all have a 45-degree angle. So picked angle, okay, just specify the chamfer length, and we'll just say I want it to be 2 inches from each edge, and I want the angle to be 45 degrees. Cool. It now knows that whatever polyline shape I click on, it should make chamfered edges that are 2 inches from each corner and 45 degrees. So if I just kind of hover over it, you can see what it's going to look like. I click on it, and it's done it all at once. So that's the chamfer tool. Pretty straightforward. It's a lot like fillet. It doesn't come up, honestly, as often as the fillet tool in my experience, but you know, maybe that's just my experience. So it's good to know how to do it because you probably will want to use it at some point over the course of this class. All right, everybody, have a great day.